Okay. Should we look at some CVs now? I don't even charge extra for this. Is anybody curious? I guess everybody must be curious if it's that silent. So let's have a look. Oh, okay. Let's see, can I zoom in on this a little bit? Anyone know how to zoom in on the Command plus? Okay, very good. Extra points for that. Okay, so at the top, I know. Like normally at the top, you'd at least have CV, resume, like a title, right? So at the top you have CV, resume. You usually have your name. It might have been removed here, but at least you'd have a title. I would also recommend you have a business address there, if you have a business address, a telephone number, an email address, a LinkedIn URL. And for computer science students, I would also recommend a GitHub URL. Yeah, so that would all be up here. Summary. Incorrect. Anybody know what that should be? Anybody? Objective. It should be objective, that section. It is what you're looking for. What are you looking for? Okay, so this summary is not about objectives. It's okay to include maybe 1 or 2 sentences about your background, but you want to have a sentence or 2 about what you're looking for. So this one is missing a statement of what kind of job you're looking for, what kind of position you're looking for, and what you can contribute. You always want to have a statement about what you can contribute. Okay, skills. Down, like the second section. Anybody know what the second section should be? It should not be skills. Education, yes. Objective should be the first section. Education should be the second section. Yeah. Skills goes down. I would expect there, for a computer science student, there should be a section called technical skills, right? You could have 2 sections like technical skills and other skills, but I would expect there to be a section called technical skills. So experience. Also, no, this one needs a lot of work. This CV needs a lot of work. So objectives is the first section. Education is the second section, right? So I was expecting this to be education. So education is all the way down here. Okay, you've got it. It's incomplete, right? Your education is incomplete. It should say like what degree you're enrolled in, and then the length of time you're enrolled in it. It's also got one of the most common errors in CVs, which is including months. You don't want to include any months in your CV. It's missing a bachelor's degree too, right? I'm assuming this person has a bachelor's degree. Yep, so that's, and you want the URLs in there too. Okay, experience. Anybody know what this should be called? Professional experience. Who got it? Nice, high five. Professional experience. You want a section called professional experience, and in there go all the roles that you've had for which you've ever been paid. That's what the term professional means. It means you were paid by that. Now, some of you say, oh, but I don't have professional experience, or I don't have much. Well, you still want a section called professional experience. And maybe you don't have the world's best professional experience yet, but nobody's expecting you to have amazing professional experience if you're just graduating. But something. So part-time server, that's fine. One of the most common mistakes you've got there, so this person didn't look at the video. There's a video called Top Errors in CV. The person who submitted this did not look at this video. Yeah, because they still have some of the top errors. KFC China, okay, there's two of the top errors. You also want to avoid acronyms, or you want to also spell them out, right? And you want a full mailing address of every place you worked, and you also want the URL of every place you worked. Full mailing address and URL. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. By the way, this is not bad. This is not bad. Does anybody know where you can get very, very professional job descriptions for your jobs? Anybody know where you can get that? Yeah, when you search, you can search for this job and you can apply for this job, and you can get a very professional description. I'm always shocked that people don't know that. Why would you not just use the professional job description that's already available?
I found that usually the job that I'm doing is a lot different to what they describe.
Well, you could at least use it as a starting point and then modify the professional. Those companies pay a lot of money for professional writers to write those job descriptions. The recruiting and those agencies put a lot more effort into the job descriptions than a typical person does into their own CV, even though your own CV is more important. It's very surprising to me. But you can also ask like ChatGPT and stuff like that now. Okay, same comments apply to these other roles. But that's a pretty good. What I like about this is the numbers. So the person who wrote this tried to quantify their experience, and quantifying your experience is very good. It's a very good strategy, especially if you can supply evidence for that. Okay. Hobby, photography, and traveling. It's okay to put hobbies down there, but don't put down photography and traveling. Anybody know why? Anybody want to guess?
Not related to the
It's because everybody puts down photography and traveling. Everybody. Like, it's just complete waste, right? You're just blending into the background, into the crowd, getting lost into the sea of other CVs and resumes, making yourself look not good. There's a section missing at the bottom. Anybody know what's missing at the bottom? References, yes. Yep, you could have professional skills, or technical skills would be a better section. But references are also missing, right? You put in 2 professional references there, you will get points on your CV. Okay, so that one needs quite a lot of work. If you show your name, it's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Like, nobody cares, right? Okay. Summary. We already went over that, right? Summary, we already went. I won't spend a lot of time repeating myself. This should be called objective, and it should state what you're looking for. It's okay to put some background. If you want to have lots of background, where would you put that information? Because you have an overwhelming urge to write down this information. Where does this information actually supposed to go? Any ideas? Huh? Say it again, I didn't hear. E-portfolio. A portfolio is one possibility. Any other more conventional? Cover letter, yes. You put background information into your cover letter. Yes. So a lot of people get this objective part confused with the cover letter. Imagine you left this as it is, right? As a thought exercise, because this is a common error. And then it's time to write a cover letter. Then you're pulling your hair out going, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to put in my cover letter? Like, I'm just copying and pasting the summary. So that's a waste. If you're wondering about what to put into a cover letter, I have a video on how to write a perfect cover letter in that YouTube playlist, the YouTube playlist on the last slide of this workshop. Okay, so objectives, again, this is not correct. Education is the next section with your degrees. This is not a good thing to write either. You can have 2 kinds of experience. One's called professional experience, and one's called academic experience, right? Because a lot of people want to write about their academic experience. Again, you have one of the top errors of all time, most common errors. You don't include months. If you want to understand that, just have a look at the video, the top errors when writing a CV. We spend like 15 minutes talking about why you shouldn't include months. We literally spend like 10, 15 minutes talking about all the reasons why you shouldn't include months. Yeah. I don't want to repeat that 10 to 15 minutes here. Yeah. You're missing the URL, right? This company should have a URL, and you're missing it. We should be able to just click on the URL and see the company. Okay, quality control. This is written in a very, very generic language. It's very, very fluffy. I would recommend looking at this again and trying to be more specific. The quality of the project, right? What does the quality of a project mean? Right? Be more specific. That's extremely, extremely generic. I have no idea what happened here, like if I read this. And this is completely missing any evidence and any numbers, right? Continuous improvement. How did you how did you improve the project management process? Can you be specific? Can you attach a number to anything? Like you attracted, I don't know, 10% more customers than the previous project, or you got the project done 10 days ahead of schedule, or something about the improvement. It should be possible to quantify the improvement somehow. You're missing a space here, right? School and school activities. I wouldn't put down social activities here. I wouldn't put that down, actually. If you have any volunteer activities, that looks really good. That would be a much better thing to use here. Again, if you have a URL that you can include, that would be very good. Remove the months. Okay. I would separate technical skills and other skills. I wouldn't put them all together. Yeah. Education needs to be updated, right? You want to include your university of Nottingham program, right? You want to update that. Any questions about this CV? It's missing the references at the bottom as well. So the order is wrong. It's missing the references. Some of the sections need to be renamed, and so on. Lots of work, actually. This one needs a lot of work. Any questions about that before we look at the next one? Question? Yep.
I want to know what kind of content should be in reference.
In the references, you put two people, the names of two people, their professional contact information, like their business email address, their business phone number, possibly their business mailing address, and your relationship to them. Like, this is my former manager, or this is my project supervisor, or something like that. These are the two people that any employer can contact when they need a reference, a letter of recommendation, or something.
So they need to prove my experience.
Yeah, they need to verify something. Yeah, like that you're a good job candidate, for example. Yeah.
And I also have a question.
Yep.
So I want to know professional experience should be related to our subject? Or
No. Professional experience at this stage can be anything that you got paid for. It doesn't have to be a software engineer or whatever, because you're still educating yourself in computer science. Because you're still a student, nobody's expecting you to have professional software engineering experience yet. So you put down anything, any time you got paid. Right? KFC. Putting down KFC is much, much better than nothing. Way better. Because there are so many people that have never had a job. Ever. Which is really, really not good. Really, really not good. Like, if you never had a job, I would not personally hire you. I would be like, no, this person can't even have a job at KFC. Like, they can't even get a job at KFC. Why should I hire them from my company? Like, if they've never even worked, like, as a paper boy or, like, never had a job before, for me, that's a massive alarm bell. Like, how did you spend your summer? Did you watch Netflix the whole summer or TikTok for the whole summer? Like, that's a massive alarm bell for me. Like, red flags. So yes, KFC is important, whatever you did. Waiter, delivery person, whatever you did. Yeah. Other questions? Okay, let's move on. By the way, you want to have the title in there, like your name and the CV. It's like, this is the CV. Right? You want the title, right? This is nice. I like this. I like this part. So this, I wouldn't necessarily have this. What you want is a section called objective. And you could put something about this in your objective statement, like the first sentence of your objective, and then a sentence or two about what you're looking for. Typically, you could have 3 sentences. One sentence summarizing your background, the next sentence summarizing what you can contribute to the new employer, and then the third sentence is what you're looking for. That would be a very, very good objective statement. Yeah. Repeat that? I'm recording it, so yeah. A lot of this information is on the YouTube playlist. There's a YouTube playlist in Moodle. It's called Employability and Job Preparation. There's a link to it on YouTube with all the information. Okay, so yeah, I like this section. Education. Okay, 2-column format. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I guess the 2-column format is okay. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Education. Remove the months. I would include the URL. You might want to include results. Like what results, what kind of degree classification did you get? If you got a good classification or a good GPA, you would include that information. If you didn't, you would leave it out. But if it's not there, okay, I'll be really, really honest with you. If it's not there, I would get very suspicious. And I would be like, oh, this person probably didn't do very well because they haven't told me what their results are or what their GPA is. I would automatically be very suspicious. And if it was me that was doing the hiring, I would ask for a copy of the transcripts. I'd be like, uh-oh, this guy's hiding something. We need a copy of his transcripts. That's how I would interpret that, right? Okay, not work experience, professional experience. It's because work experience is ambiguous. Was this paid work or was it volunteer work? You want to separate those two in your CV. And by the way, volunteer work is quite good. It's quite good. Like if I see volunteer work there, I think that's great because this person has chosen to do volunteer work rather than doing nothing or just watching Netflix or just watching TikTok all day. They have chosen to do something. Because if you haven't done anything, I just assume you're watching Netflix all day and all night and you're watching TikTok all day and all night. And that's not the kind of person that anybody wants to hire. Yeah. I'm being brutally honest today. Do you guys want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, that's nice. Software development. Okay, that's very nice. I would put the full address in there. So you had a location. You must have had, there must be a branch office, an Indian branch office. So put the mailing address of your branch office in there, not just Amazon, right? It makes it look more real, like more believable. And why am I mentioning believability? Anybody want to guess? Because so many people lie on their CVs. So many people. Yeah. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's extremely high. Yeah. So the more believable you can make your CV, the better. But that's seller fulfillment org. Okay, this is not clear what that is. So I would try to clarify that. Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means, actually. So I would try to figure out a way to clarify that. Was that really the job title that you had? Because that doesn't seem clear to me. Make your job title more clear, or explain what that is. Okay, this is very good experience. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, member technical staff. So again, put the full mailing address there and the URL. You need the mailing address, the full mailing address, and the URL of your employers. Yeah. This looks good too. Remove the months. Okay, that's nice. You've got some of the top errors though. Top error acronyms, not spelling out the acronyms. That's a major error. Yeah, it's one of the top errors. Okay, I like this. I like this. So this CV, it has a lot of flaws, but it's still better than the average. Still significantly better than average. And after today, it will be stunning. If you incorporate all the feedback that I give you, it will be really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send you the invoice. Later, I expect a cut of the salary. This is nice. Spell out the acronyms. Not good. Not good. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. You could also, this is very good to put numbers, right? You quantify some of your description here. If you can quantify some of this too, like how many posters and how many videos, and how much, what audience did you reach? And by the way, for these roles, you treat them the same as the professional experience. You have the full mailing address, like, of the organization, and the URL of the organization too. Right? These need to be upgraded. They're treated like second-class citizens in this CV, but they shouldn't be. They should be first-class citizens. Okay, for certificates, you want to mention, like, who is the awarding body, and what do you, like, how many hours is your course? Same here. And yeah. Normally, you would only put the year in which you were awarded the certificate. If you want to put like a time span, you might want to explain that, like, why is there a time span? But usually when you get a certificate, you just put down the year that you were first awarded the certificate. Okay. Better. These are better, right? This is not traveling and photocopying. References are missing. Question? Yes, yes. Somebody from your volunteer experience can be in the references, yes. Any other questions? That would be fun if Dario's, if we could review Dario's CV. By the way, I see a lot of CVs, a lot, too many. And I see academic CVs too. I see the CVs of other professors, other PhDs, and they're full of mistakes. Not as many mistakes as the students, but they do have mistakes in them, and I can spot many areas to improve. Like, I've seen some academic CVs that could also be massively improved. So for Dario, I would expect a LinkedIn URL and possibly a GitHub, possibly, maybe not. Remove the months. And Dario, I'm sure, has a PhD, by the way. So I think Dario would also, guess what he would also have? Anybody want to guess? He would have his GPA on there, his results, like graduated with this GPA or this result or something like that. You know, distinction or whatever, right? It's missing the objective. It's missing the objective statement. So you want objective statement at the top there. Something I forgot, photograph. It's good to have a photograph. It's more important for some people than other people, if I'm brutally honest. Like, for me to add a photograph to my CV doesn't add very much value. Well, unless you think I'm really good looking. But for Dario, I would recommend adding his photo, right? If you're let's say from a diverse background, you would add a photo. Yeah. If you're a female, definitely add a photo. Yeah. Professional experience, that's right. Okay, missing lots of information here. I don't know what this is. It should be the full name of the company. This is not the full name of any company. There is no company with this name on the face of the planet. It's missing some words. Do you know what words it's missing? It's missing words like limited, incorporated, that sort of GmbH, like all sorts of, it's missing that stuff. It's missing the mailing address, it's missing the URL. So it looks very unprofessional the way it is. It looks unprofessional and lazy. Yeah. You want to look professional and hard-working on your CV. You want to give the impression that you're a hard worker. Don't you? Or do you want to look lazy? So if I see this, I immediately think lazy. This person, it was lazy. And I look down, I look less favorably. Dario would never do that. Okay, that's okay. Yep, remove the months. Okay, I understand. Okay, responsible for the test design, automated testing. There's a period missing, by the way. There's a period missing here. It sounds picky, and it is picky, but this is this is what a really good CV reader notices. A good CV reader notices a lot of mistakes. Yeah. Same problems here. By the way, you want a space between the A and the parentheses. That's another error, right? You don't have a space here, and you have a space over here. That's an error. Okay, that's not bad. These descriptions are missing any sort of quantities. If you can find some quantities that you can support as evidence, milestone setting, risk identification, efficiency assessment, it's a little bit generic. Okay, and I'm wondering why this one is so much shorter than the other ones. Project experience. Okay, I would not use the phrase project experience on a CV because I don't know what that means. You have two kinds of projects typically, like professional projects where you got paid. If they're professional, then they go in the professional experience section. The other kind of project might be an academic project, and if that's true, then you would have a section called academic experience and put them in there. But I would never put a section called project experience. I would never do that. You have similar problems. You have this mistake over and over again. So you have some systematic errors. You want the full. So to me, this looks really, really, really suspicious. Really suspicious. I would be looking at this and be like, did this person make this up? Is this real? Like, or did they make it up? Because I have no idea what digital bank means, right? And I would be very suspicious. So digital bank should have an address. It's not a complete name, by the way. If that's the name of a company, it's incomplete, right? It's got to be either limited, incorporated, or something like that, depending on which country you're in. There should be an address and a URL for these. Okay, I won't have time to look at all those, but I think you get the idea. Right. Missing the references. I wouldn't write full sentences down here. I would only write the key technologies like Python. Personally, I would write Python and then the year that you started using it. So Python since 2022, for example. Or Kafka since 2023, something like that. So it gives the reader a concise summary of your technical skills and how long you've been using those tools and libraries for. Questions about that one? So this one needs a lot of work too, actually. All the ones that we've seen so far still need a lot of work, actually. How are we doing for time? Okay. Okay, yeah, this one needs some work. So it's missing the title, right? A real photo would be good. You don't need these things. You don't need those. Do you guys know why? You know, I'm surprised about this. Do you know why you don't need this information on your CV? Does anybody know why? I do explain this in my playlist. Anybody know why? When you apply for a job, you must fill out a form, and that form will ask you for this information. So you don't put like gender on your CV. It's not necessary. You must add that when you fill out the application form for a job. Right. Anyways, you have a title, you have your name, and then your LinkedIn profile, your email address, and so on. Date. That's very ambiguous. Date. Like, what does that mean? And then you have objective statement. It's the next one. So a lot of people just ignored the top errors. So in the top errors on CVs, there's a list of the top errors in the video description. And so far, every CV has had some of those top errors. Right? If you want to have a competitive CV, you have to eliminate those top errors. Otherwise, you're just another boring application with errors. Okay, so this one's got the GPA. That's nice. I don't know what these numbers are, though, so I wouldn't include those numbers because I don't know what they are. Oh, okay. Yeah, anyways, it's somehow this is not it's not necessary to include two sets of numbers here. You could either include your average or you could include your GPA out of 4, but you don't need both. The core modules, I wouldn't put those here. The education section should be very, very simple. Basically 1 line per degree, 2 lines max. Right? You just want it to be a nice, concise summary. You're missing the University of Nottingham, by the way. Okay, the next section is professional experience. So after education, professional experience. Because why would you put this above professional experience? Isn't professional experience more important than extracurricular activities? Yes, the answer is yes. Yep. Yep. Professional, academic. Yep. Yep.
So can suppose during, let's say, bachelor's or master's, we have certain projects, or even outside academia, doing your own projects. Would that be still considered as academic projects, or would it be considered as technical projects?
So projects that you did on your own, you didn't get paid, and you not affiliated.
On your own.
Those would be hobby projects, but instead of calling them hobby projects, I wouldn't use that phrase. Maybe side projects or something or volunteer projects if there was a customer involved. But side projects is probably what I would, yeah. So this goes down, right? Animation club. This is not good. Not good. Because I don't know what institution this is. The name of the institution should be here. The address of the institution should be here, and the URL of the institution should be here. There's no reason to treat this as a second-class citizen. You may as well upgrade it to a first-class citizen. And same with this one. Smart car competition. Basically, if I was reviewing this like as an employer, I would just put a big X through this section and say it's added no information, because there's no way to verify if it's really true. It looks like it's kind of thrown in there just for fun, right? If you have the institution, the mailing address of the institution, and the URL of the institution, then I will believe you. But because you've hidden that information, I don't believe it. I think, oh, this is no good. Same with this. Okay, at least you have the full, looks like the full name. You want the address and the URL of the employer there. Yeah. By the way, the file management system has been upgraded. By who? Has been upgraded by who? Like, is that you or somebody else? Same with these others. I would put a little more effort into your descriptions here. It doesn't look like very much effort was put into these descriptions. From where? Which institution? Which institution? I would not put skills and hobbies in the same section. I'd have technical skills, hobbies as a second section. And hobbies, you could, reading, I wouldn't put reading unless you want to make it more specific. Reading what? Then you could put it in there. Guitar and basketball are enough. You don't need to write like playing the guitar and playing basketball. References are missing. Okay, I think that's all we have time for today. But by the way, if you want, I know that you want more about this. So if you're looking for more information, you would look in the Research Methods Teams chat. Here, look. For anyone looking for a job, the top errors in lots of different CV reviews and so on. Here's a good one, the most common lies told on CVs. That's a good one. Have a good weekend, everyone. Hello. Where's this stuff? For the next class.